Hi everyone, I hope you're having a really beautiful weekend wherever you are in the world, on the planet at this time, which by the way, wherever that is, always remember you are perfectly placed exactly where you are, and you are never alone, even if it feels that way at times in your physical 3D world. And I really hope that through this space, through this community here on YouTube, you can find some small sense of community or connection, or perhaps even a bit of advice or support along this journey. So if that resonates with you and you would like to connect in here energetically, then please be sure to like this video and also make sure you are subscribed to this channel and have the notification bell turned on so you get updated whenever I post new content. Now, tonight I'm doing a very spontaneous reading for what I feel will be potentially a small group within the collective. The group I am speaking to here most likely are divine feminines. Specifically, I feel that I am speaking to a divine feminine who wants to go back in some sense. Now, I don't feel this is necessarily going back to a person. I feel like this going back could be represented in a person or relationship that was not healthy for her. But I feel that at the core, this going back is kind of a shrinking. There is a part of her that longs for familiarity or feels nostalgic for this familiarity of some past thing, person, place, job, relationship, whatever the case is, some life path that is no longer aligned with who she truly is and who she is becoming. But at times I feel that she is still feeling that pull back to that damaging thing or situation. So if that sounds like it resonates with your current situation, then I hope there is some message here for you. If that doesn't resonate with you, then please know that I do channel many different videos, different segments of the collective here. So not every video will be for you, and perhaps there will be a message for you in the next one. So can I get a bit more information about what is going on with this divine feminine? I have this slight itching in the back of my neck, which I feel indicates some movement in the throat chakra or something going on with the throat chakra. Hopefully we'll get into that later, but for now I have rest and rejuvenation in the reverse. So this divine feminine is, I just heard itching to talk, so that itching in my neck could have been a divine feminine who has impulsively wanted to reach out to someone, not from a space of peace and calm and intuitive guidance, but actually from this space of chaos or anxiety or even fear. Alternatively, this could just be indicating that this divine feminine is feeling really restless or anxious about some kind of situation right now. The number 19 came out here. I feel that the 19th of a month, a calendar month, could have significance to someone here. I am going to pull up the love word scramble because I forgot to do that earlier, but as many of you know who follow my channel here, the love word scramble is just where I channel specific words that may connect with certain people in unique kinds of ways. The words to come out here were new, rhythm, and something. I heard getting into a new rhythm or routine. So there could be a divine feminine who is, I heard getting the hang of something, getting in the rhythm of something that feels still really unfamiliar. And sometimes she processes that newness of this situation, that unfamiliarity, as being wrong or somehow not being right for her. I know I'm speaking in really general terms here, but I feel this could apply really differently for different people's situation. This could be someone who is newly single or newly in a relationship, newly starting a business or a job, moving to a new place. It's like I feel there was some kind of change for this person. Walking away and patience in the reverse position. So yeah, I feel this specifically, I feel that this situation could have involved leaving something because I heard fed up, because I was just tired of waiting. I was getting impatient. That's what I hear this divine feminine saying. So it's like walking away from a certain situation. I heard like just dropping the reins, like letting go of the control here in that metaphor of reins. It's like I was trying to steer this situation, like holding the reins, riding a horse or something, metaphorically speaking. And it's like this divine feminine was trying to control, steer this situation. And I'm hearing this metaphor taken further. It's like not only steer it, but also determine, dictate the speed at which that situation unfolded. So again, this could be a relationship that felt like she felt as though she was steering this relationship, trying to move it forward, trying to dictate the speed of the relationship, how fast it moved forward. This could be something with a job, with work, with a career path, a life path. But whatever this thing was, I feel this divine feminine becoming impatient or just tired of trying to control the situation, finally letting go, although I'm hearing she was guided to let go. And now she is in this position where she is shifting to something new and unfamiliar. And that unfamiliarity is causing her at times feelings of restlessness or anxiety. Now, I did have a card just fly out, so let me get that for you guys. Actually, it was 2 cards here. Okay, I see. So Spirit's trying to tell me with the strategy card in the upright position and the temple path reversed, that this situation, divine feminine, whoever I'm connecting with here, whatever situation that you felt you were really steering, I just keep seeing that horse. It's like you were riding this horse, holding the reins, trying to control how fast it's going, where it's going, the direction. But Spirit is coming in here to say, yes, you felt like you had this measure of control, although I'm hearing really a lot of your efforts to control this person or situation felt fruitless. It really didn't work too well. But you felt like, or the ego felt like you had some measure of control, but this was not your path. I'm specifically hearing like you were course corrected. So there could have been something that happened here where you literally felt like you were course corrected by the divine, by the universe, by your spirit guides, whatever spiritual forces you connect with. You feel as though you were trying to control the situation, trying to push it forward, thinking you had this measure of control, but then it's like, nope, the universe came in and somehow was course correcting you, was changing your direction, or even cutting off some person or situation in some way. And at that point, I feel like you were just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. And finally let go, finally patience in the reverse, finally just had enough. But now I heard like this void. And in this void, this is something new and unfamiliar and different. And I also heard this voice kind of stepping in to say, it's new, unfamiliar, and different, but this is also your path. You are afraid because your ego is afraid of your own immense growth you are now experiencing through letting go of that control, through not having all the answers, through moving forward in spite of your own fears about this situation. So I'm going to reshuffle these energy oracle deck cards here. The words problem, observe, and time came out here. I feel like this with observe and problem, I kind of heard fixation on a problem. So it could be that part of why this divine feminine is thinking of quote unquote going back, however that applies for you specifically. Part of what could be coming into play with those feelings of wanting to go back could be that there was some problem or issue that arose within you, within your life, within this new space that you're in, either mentally or literally in your physical world. And you could be fixating on either this negative aspect of it. I'm feeling like this negative fixation, like feeling in a rut. I'm seeing someone who is just really focused on either one particular problem in this situation or one negative aspect of this situation, but not seeing the whole, not seeing, I heard like lacking appreciation for the good in this situation, for the positive aspects of this situation. Which I'm also hearing, it's like it's natural to fixate on these problems or these negative aspects because what you are experiencing is so new that you still feel potentially a bit vulnerable. However, with Angel of Strength in the reverse, or not in the reverse, in the upright position coming out here, I feel this is saying that you have the strength to face and overcome whatever the situation is. But with the time word coming out, I also feel a key ingredient here is simply time, allowing the passing of time without jumping to some impulsive action from a space of fear or anxiety, not allowing that anxiety to push you, but holding your ground and allowing time to unfold this situation. Man holding a coin reverse, I got this feeling of freedom, breaking free, potentially from a situation that could have involved some form of a masculine energy. This could be a male or masculine boss. This could be simply, I heard, breaking free of the matrix or breaking free of the system. So there could be someone who is leaving some kind of a 9-to-5 career, leaving something very structured for something much more what we traditionally think of feminine in nature, something much more free-flowing, creative, intuitive. Of course, in that specific case, I'm speaking about more broadly a life path, a career path, a job, etc. But this also could literally apply to a relationship in which this divine feminine felt very controlled, specifically financially controlled or restricted in some way. And I heard like, I'm scared that I can't do it without you. But with this card reversed, I hear it's like you are breaking free. And this is immensely positive to your own soul's evolution into growth. With all tied up in the reverse position, this is interesting. I'm going to get some clarification on this. Door to Spirit in the reverse. Okay, so there's someone here who also, when they were stuck in the situation, again, either involving a man, a masculine energy, or just some kind of restrictive but very logical kind of situation, such as a job, something highly structured. I heard dropout, so someone could have dropped out of college or something like that. But in this situation, I feel this divine feminine was, with Door to Spirit reversed, was disconnected from her own intuitive voice. I heard out of necessity. It's like I couldn't fully allow myself to listen clearly to my intuition because I was ignoring it. With all tied up in the reverse, I see this is how this situation is now shifting. It's like you are no longer tied up. You are no longer ignoring your inner voice. You are breaking free. Your throat chakra energy, in a sense, is breaking open. You are becoming much more expressive because you are having the courage to face and hear your own inner voice in spite of not knowing the outcomes of this situation. Adjacent possibilities in the reverse position. This card is the number 24, so the number 24 might be significant to you. I know I saw the number 24 earlier today. I'm actually feeling a little bit guided to read from the guidebook for this card. Do not miss an unknown opportunity because you're too married to your agenda. Turn inward with a willingness to shake up your old unhealthy patterns and inner habits. The power of your life force moves through your deeply held habits, projecting your energy out into the universe and calling back your results. In this way, your ongoing thoughts and beliefs are really your defining moments, and in every next moment you have another energetic choice. So it's time to decide. Are you going to let worry and self-doubt define you, or are you going to step into the ever-present adjacent possibility of optimism, trust, and self-love? No matter how stuck you feel, you always have options in the thousands of choices you make every day. Wow, that is so synchronistic, very connected to what I was speaking about, this divine feminine being really guided by spirit, by the divine, not to shrink back into this situation. And I actually hear her saying, it's like, well, can you define more clearly what situation? But I feel that you already know. You know, because whatever the situation is, first of all, you intuitively thought of it when I said, don't shrink back into this situation. Your heart knows what is keeping you small, what is holding you back, even if at times you have tried to fight that intuition, because it requires you to release those reins, to release that control. Double mission, light workers, starseed, serve the world by being you. I have chills all over because this is the card in the starseed oracle deck that I actually connect in most closely with twin flame connection, like double mission being sort of twin flame mission too. Missions happening simultaneously through two different physical vessels, sharing the same mission and supporting one another on a soul level. And I feel that this is the part of this reading that is actually kind of an illusion for this divine feminine, because although I'm calling this a twin flame reading, I feel this divine feminine may have actually really struggled recently with feeling like, I know I'm a twin flame. I know that I am on this mission, this journey with my twin. However, I hear spirit coming in and saying, but in the past, you have externalized this mission in a way that allowed your ego to still feel in control. Whereas the entire purpose of your twin flame meeting, of this connection, was to break down that ego, was to catalyze and assist you energetically along this profound journey of spiritual growth and spiritual evolution. But this journey has been a bit in the past externalized by your ego, meaning your ego may have tried to say, oh, I have to do this and this with my twin flame in the physical world right now, because this is how I see our mission going. This is how I see it supposed to be, like from kind of an ego planning, again, trying to take the reins of this situation sort of perspective here. But it's interesting because this card says, serve the world by being you. And what I really heard there was by fully tuning into and clearly hearing and following your intuition into the dark, into the unknown, even if from your ego's perspective, it doesn't make sense. When it comes to your twin flame, again, I'm getting this vibe. It's like this person I'm specifically connecting in here with. And again, this won't be for everyone, but I'm feeling this divine feminine has in some sense separated or disconnected in the physical recently from her twin flame, or stepped things back in some sense in the physical. And this is terrifying to her. Again, it might not apply literally to every person in that way, but I am hearing this message here of, remember, the mission isn't external. It is within you. It is about you. It is about being able to choose your own spiritual growth and evolution and your highest good, in spite of all of your fears, including the fear of losing this person in the external. Now, of course, the irony is here, the more that we as the divine feminine continue to rise into our power, continue to choose ourself, to choose to hear, to listen to follow that inner voice, the more we actually find ourselves effortlessly attracting connection, communication, interaction with our twin in the 3D physical world. But the irony is here, when we fixate on those external 3D results and changes, we actually kind of step into a pushing, a forcing, a chasing energy that causes us to throw off that inner balance of masculine and feminine and actually push those very things we so desire further away. This is one of the greatest ironies in the twin flame connection, and specifically in healing and evolving through this connection. And of course, the community card here came out in the upright position. And right as I flipped over this card, I heard, you are not alone. Which is funny because that's exactly how I began this reading. I heard invisible communities, so this might be speaking to the fact that someone feels very physically isolated or alone, but you're being reminded that on an energetic level, a spiritual level, you are so guided, you are so protected, you are so supported. Be bold and make the first move, Cardinal Moon. And specifically when I heard the first move, I instantly connected in with some who, from an ego perspective, would take this instantaneously to mean, oh, does this mean I need to reach out to my twin flame in the 3D? But actually, I hear this card saying, make the first move of choosing yourself, of choosing your own healing, of prioritizing yourself, your growth, your spiritual path, even if this causes some kind of triggering or pain from the ego's perspective within your twin flame relationship in the physical. I know that sounds kind of vague, but I know that also that will connect in with someone in a really powerful way. So this reading is going to be pretty short. I just really felt this message needing to come through, but I am going to pull a Rumi Oracle card to close out this reading. So what is one final message for this Divine Feminine I'm connecting in with here? Enter the Garden of Delights. And I'm going to close this reading by reading a little bit from the guidebook. I love the Rumi Oracle guidebook. It is so beautiful. Are you aware that sweetness is found everywhere in town? Are you aware that winter is gone and spring has come around? Are you aware that sweet basil and the carnation are whispering in the garden and laughing about how simply everything is found? Are you aware the nightingale has come back from its flight, singing out messages of love to spread delight with every sound? Everything in the garden is granted the right from the divine court to appear for our delight. Everything is here to make the earth green and alive as a haven for our life. What remains buried in the soil will always endeavor to reach out. No one truly alive can ever be pawned to a prison or a tomb. Rumi. The guidebook also says, it can seem so risky with such potential for heartache, and yet what could be more heart-wrenching than the slow death of a precious human soul suffocated by fear and inertia? That is the greatest risk of never really and fully being born into this world of wonders. To come alive requires shedding of so much adherence to the fear of death. The Great Brother whispers wisdom into your heart. You have heard it, felt it already. Nothing is dying in you but fear, so the heart can live more freely. I really hope this reading resonated with someone here who needed it. As I always say, these readings will not be for everyone, especially these mini readings that I am doing or going to be doing more frequently, such as this video, as opposed to some of my longer readings. Of course, I'll still do those as well, but I would like to put out more of these shorthand kind of messages for just quick guidance for whoever needs to hear it. So if it does connect with you in some way, please be sure to subscribe to join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post twin flame content and updates for the collective. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next reading.